So this is the MRT download win, which is on your LMS. First you need to extract all, or maybe use a utility like 7-zip. Once you have extracted the file, just double click here. This is the MRT install. If you double click on this, then this window will pop up. You just press enter. Once you have pressed enter, it's going to ask you on where you want to install your utility. I press enter, and then it would install it in the same directory where the file is. If you want to install it somewhere else, you could probably give the URL like C:, whatever that may be. I want to do it in the same directory, so I'm going to press enter. It's going to tell me if it's like there or not. It's definitely not there, so I'm going to press yes. It will create it and it will do the installation there. It's going to ask me what Windows do I have. So I have Windows NT, that will be 3. Then my Java installation. If you don't have a Java installation, go to the java.com website, get the java.exe and install it. My Java is installed in C program files x86, specifically bin. So this is my Java URL. I'm going to copy it, and when I come here, I right click. It automatically pastes here the Java directory link for the bin folder, and because that's where my java.exe would be, so that's what it's looking for actually, this one. So when it does it, yes, I want to keep it, I'll press yes. Installation is done. So my MRT tool is now installed. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my Windows, click on my Windows icon. I'm sorry, I just type CMD. That's going to open the command prompt for me. I want to run it as an administrator. You could choose if you want to or not, but this way I believe I'll have less trouble. So this is my command prompt. I'll go to my directory E, where I have these E colon, where I have my MODIS directory, and in this MODIS directory I have some files. So what I could do is I could just show you here. These are my MODIS files. I'll sort them by name. There you go. And it's like 152 H23 V05 152, then horizontal like the row, and then the column, or the column and then the row, then the column and then the row. So I have actually 1, 2, 3, 4 files, and these 4 files, or these 4 tiles, covers all of Pakistan. So what I'll do is I'm going to go to my MRT directory, cd MRT /MRT, and then I'm going to go to bin, type java-jar modis tool .jar. There you go, my tool will open. Then I'll go into my MODIS directory where I had my files. I'm going to select the first 4 that I want to mosaic and then project into geographic projection system. So H23V05 and the same adjacent H23V06, then H24V05, H24V06. We've already done the ordering and stuff in our previous discussions. So I'm going to go here. There you go. So I have these 4 tiles which covers all of Pakistan. The bands that I have, I don't want this. I band 1, band 2. These are 250 meter bands and the QC bands. I'm not interested in the rest of the scientific data, so I'm going to select that and remove that and only select these 3 bands. I have to specify an output. I'll go back to the MODIS directory, select this file name, change the extension here to TIFF. I could have given it any name actually, but right now let it be like that, geographic and WGS84. I'm going to save my parameter files as param_mod mod09GQ. That's done. It will add in the extension on its own. Then I'm going to exit from here. Then I'm going to go to Notepad, param mod09GQ, the file I just created. Here I'm going to remove the hash or the comment. Add a comment here. It's all suggested. Comment the input file name, so I did so. Then I'm going to remove this one, the spectral subset line, and I'm going to change this one into the spectral subset, removing the comment obviously. Then these instructions you can read, and this is the only two things I'm going to do. And I'm going to save this parameter file, and I need to I don't want to do that for each and every file separately. I want to run a batch process. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Java and to command prompt and type java jar MRTBatch.jar. Then I'm going to type the B flag. If you want to see the options, you could just type this. You're going to get all the options here on your screen. So as I remember the options, so I don't really need to go back to that. This is going to be the batch file, the one where all the instructions are going to be saved. So this MRTBatch is going to create this file for me automatically. Then I'm going to select the directory where my MODIS files are, so that there is. I'm going to select the output directory where my MODIS files are going to be processed and saved. So I want it to be the same directory as the first one, and then I'm going to select the parameter file, considering it's in the same directory as bin. So I'm just going to type -p parameter underscore mod09GQ, and when I click this, now look at this. Okay, as soon as I click enter here or press enter here, it's going to create several text files. And the one other interesting thing that you need to see, now this is the mosaic instruction, so it's going to mosaic all these 4 files, and then it's going to resample these files here. So it created automatically these files for mosaicing and resampling these batches of files, and with every single file it's here mentioned alongside. It's like you can see the file that it created. So the MRTBatch does that. Then it also created a batch file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it, Notepad batch file .bat, and this is what it did. It's gonna run a tool known as MRT Mosaic. You don't have to worry about it, it will do it on its own. This tool is here in the MRT directory. This one. So it's going to automatically run this utility and then select the bands that I selected. Then it's going to use this input file as the mosaic.parameter file, and then it's going to mosaic them, and then it's going to use another tool that's already here, the resample one, this one. Then it's going to resample those files such that they would be projected in a geographic coordinate system, and then it's going to delete the temporary mosaic that it created in the middle. So all that I need to do right now is type batch file .bat and press enter, and think of the rest as done. While it does process the file, I'm going to open QGIS. So now it's going to be like mosaicing, as it's mentioning every single band from all these files. So it's going to take that particular band from within these files and then mosaic them. So while it, like, this is a slower computer that I'm using, so QGIS is going to take a while to open. If you check here, you're going to see that in a while there'll be files created in this folder, TIFF files. Now there's no, QGIS doesn't seem to be very happy. I'm just gonna open it from here then, I guess. Yeah, there you go. 1 is Mosaic, band 2 is happening, then the third band, that is the QC file, that is the quality file, it's gonna mosaic that as well, and it's all getting stored in a temporary file in here, this one, temp mosaic.hdf. Once it would be done processing, it's gonna create a TIFF file for us here. So it's like the nearest neighbor resampling that it's doing right now, from sinusoidal projection to geographic, the one that we selected. There you go, the first band seems to be ready and we should be able to see it here. So it's about 251 MB of a file that it created. I'll have to wait for QGIS to actually open. While if we check on that directory again, you're going to see that files are being added one after the other. So it's going to keep doing it for all those files in the directory there. Check the error message out, go to D. I think I'll just use this one. And then I'm going to pick a raster, like one of the rasters, the band 1 maybe, from the first one I created. I'm going to add it to my layers. There you go. Just press 1 and be patient and it will load it. If you press several times, it will load it several times. So once that's done, you can see the entire Pakistan region tiled for you. You could do it with one file, you could do it with all of them depending on if you want to mosaic or not. I selected all because I wanted to mosaic. So this is all of it. You could see these lines. These are the rivers that we have. This is Punjab and this is Sindh. So voila, that's how it happens.